What's up? Bang out. These niggas just ran their mouth. These niggas don't tote no fire. These niggas don't live that.
Post this brother video, KCDG. So I personally would never engage with a coward and a clown that's just doing shit for likes and follows. Hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe down. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. I can't engage with niggas with, who that's their reality. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe. But I just was going through the YouTube and I see a lot of people being exposed. There's a lot of people being exposed. I told y'all this was going to happen. Nobody listens. People like, you need to talk to such and such. You need to do this. I'm probably not going to ever engage in buffoonery with people who are beneath me. And that's just reality. You should never engage with buffoonery. But some people will. It's not my thing. That's that we're in a different time, man. YouTube is like it's a cesspool. They're eating each other alive. They're gonna eat each other alive. Every day it's gonna be a new YouTuber that comes and talks about somebody who they don't know or has more credibility than them for some level of credibility. And they're gonna be exposed. Slowly but surely. All the pieces, it's only like Jay-Z says, only for so long fake thugs can pretend, man. You can't pretend forever. People start paying attention to you. And my resume is flawless. They can say what they want about me, but I'm exactly who I say I am. You're not gonna get no, it's not about your hope, but when you do wrong shit repetitively, right? When you do wrong shit repetitively and it's who you are, you're just wrong. It ain't a mistake. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But when you do wrong shit repetitively, over and over, constantly, it's because you're just a wrong person. And that's the bottom line. And eventually that reality gets exposed. It's a lot of these people on the internet. See, I tell people all the time, you can be whoever you want on the internet. You can be whoever you want because there's nobody to say that you're not who you say you are. Until somebody exposes you. Until the people who actually know who you are come out and expose you. And that's what we're seeing right now. People can be around you, but you don't know. I got everybody around me a check. My whole team is full of people that is checks and balances. We don't let you do bullshit. But the problem with the internet, right, is you people on the internet have made a conscious decision that with no information about somebody, no proof about somebody, no anything, that you can check somebody about who they are when you don't even know the individual, right? It's not like you're talking about public situations, right? If somebody has a public fight, right, and you can see the fight, right, you can critique the fight. You can say, yo, you should have threw punches here, you should have did this. You can't talk about what happens in the locker room. Yo, your coach should have told you that. You don't know what somebody's coach saying, right? Why are you following around Tamika Marriott? Her movement is really a feminist, womanist movement. First of all, she doesn't have a feminist. We have our own organization. See, this is where you just got to start saying things that make sense. We have an organization called Until Freedom. Until Freedom is an organization that focuses on ending child incarceration, combating police brutality, civil rights, ending gun violence in our communities. These are the main focuses. And rebuilding our own community. This is my organization that I co-founded. That this is what the organization. She has nothing to do with BLM. She has not a feminist movement. She was one of the organizers of Women's March, in which they did a women's march. Yes, that was an organization that she was a part of. But Until Freedom is an organization. Look, but okay, I'm lying, yo. Tell me what I'm lying about. You see, these are the conversations that be hilarious to me. How do you, from an internet person that don't know somebody, don't have any information about somebody's life, about what they're doing, get to tell somebody that they're lying? Just think about how weird that is. Just think about what the internet has programmed you into. The internet has programmed you into thinking that you know somebody's whole life based on a tweet that somebody told you about them. You said, what? What so you think of her making that money off? What money did she make off of BLM movement? Explain to me. There's no money that she's made off of any BLM movement. The lady has been an organizer. She has companies. She has organizations. She writes books. She does keynote speeches. She does women empowerment. She does the lady is one of the greatest orators of our time. So what money did she make off of the BLM movement? No, she never set up any accounts. You don't even know what you're talking about. You talking about Opal. You're talking about the wrong people. Patrice Cullors, you're not talking about to me because you don't even know what you're talking about. So when people make these conversations, I hate and that's why I come to this, because I hate false information. I just hate dumb shit. I hate when somebody just comes here and says shit that just be so false. You know what I'm saying? Like, some shit is just so false. None of nobody in my organization works for BLM. BLM is a separate organization. Until Freedom is its own organization. See, there goes the rumor. Don't put up rumors that you don't know. Don't put up, nobody has 6 houses. Nobody in my organization has 6 houses. And the houses that some people got in my organization, they had before there was anything to do with this movement. So what I'm trying to say is this. People on this internet will be exposed, right? Because the reality of the situation is that my organization is called Until Freedom. Look it up, Until Freedom. Until Freedom. Until Freedom. I work with Until Freedom. Sure, we all share initiatives. If there's an initiative and a family that wants all of us to fight along with them, then we work, because everybody does the same work. But my organization is my organization. Will I come out against gangster rap? I won't come out against gangster rap, because the reality is gangster rap is somebody's reality. Now, what I will do is hold the artists accountable for doing things, right? Because I understand that gangster rap is entertainment, and most of the gangster rappers aren't gangsters. But they come from a reality of which they understand those communities. So what happens is, those rappers at that point have an obligation to do something to change the realities of the communities they come from. So if your job is to make music and it's entertaining, but then when we do interviews, your interviews have to be to uplift. See, I hold you personally accountable for your actions, right? Music is an expression of, when you talk about gangster shit, some people express things about what they would do to their worst enemy. Like DMX used to say, he talked about what he would do to his worst enemy. When he talked about the violence, it was what I do to my worst enemy. If I'm angry, it's a way for me to combat violence, so I don't actually go out there and physically do it. So what has to happen is, when you do interviews and when you do other things, you have to be in the community to show them something different. You have to be in the community to show them, okay, I'm giving back to the community. I'm building up this community. There's a reality of what you have to do. There's a process that comes with that. So I think there has to be accountability in the music, but we have to hold the industry accountable, because what happens is this: people gonna find the music they're looking for, but if the only music they're able to get is violent music, and you don't give them the contrast to that, because the balance of the world is negative and positive. There's no way there's always everything's going to be positive. That's just not the reality, because the world is not all positive. So people want the reality of understanding negative, but it also has to be the balance of positive. So what I say is, these platforms, like academics, like all of these radio stations, these bloggers, give us something positive. Give something positive so that people can have a ability to be able to discern and choose and say, okay, I'm not overwhelmed with negative shit. I'm not overwhelmed with negative thoughts and negative, content. Give them some positive content so they can bounce that off of it, right? So then they can be able to form an opinion and say, okay, you know what? I want to go to that shit. Sometimes I want to hear a little ratchet music. I'm going to listen to that. But I understand that this music also exists. There's the balance of positive and negative. When there's no balance and there's the overwhelming of this negative, then I don't talk about that. Where you ever see me just talking about negative? You got me fucked up. You need to listen to my music or listen to anything I say. I do not just dwell in negativity. Not me. Somebody else, but not me. No, but that's what people do, and that is what I'm trying to explain to you. There is a new thing of speaking negatively and talking about people and claiming things about people and putting things on people that are negative without any information. Just to say it. Because if you go to somebody's page, right, and they have a certain level of credibility in your mind, right, and they have a certain level of following, and they say some shit that's not true, immediately the average person takes it as a fact. Right? People say, oh shit, such and such said it got to be true. They don't care if it's true or not. They just heard somebody that they trust and believe and take the information on face value. No. The fact that there has to be gangster rap can destroy the community. You trying to say that there wasn't violence before gangster rap? No. The fact that the gangster rappers started talking about the shit that was going on in the community. The community didn't start being gangster because the gangster rappers was talking about it. That's not true. The rappers was talking about what they were seeing in their community. So, right? So the reality is we have to change the reality of the individual so they can have a different perspective. No, it's a lot of, listen to me, there is a process. There is such thing as called conditioning and training. But there has to be a balance. You have to support the music and the energy that you want, right? If everybody is saying, yo, gangster rap is this, then why gangster rap is selling so much? Why y'all not promoting and building up the rappers that's talking about the positive shit? Why y'all not utilizing your money, your platform, and everything to come out and say, you know what? This is who I want to promote. This is who I want my kids to listen to. This is the music I want to promote. Why don't y'all find artists that speak to what you're saying and give them an opportunity to blow? So that's what it is for me. It's just understanding. That's what it's about, man. You have to utilize your platform and your voice. And I think what's happening with the internet, right, is you giving too much power to people who aren't credible. And that's what's happening now. You're seeing the credibility diminish. Y'all people have been following for the last couple of years and months people who have been trying to diminish other people, talking down on them, who really never done nothing. You never seen any of these YouTube niggas do anything positive. You never seen them outside. You never seen them invest anything. You've never seen none of that. But you started giving them credibility because they came on the internet every day. And they entertained you. And they said shit in a way, in a fashion that made you feel entertained. But while they was entertaining you, they was giving you false information. They was giving you lies. They was feeding you bullshit. They was giving you conflict and energy. They was contradicting themselves every day. One day they was a killer. Next day we need to put the guns down. One day this and that. They want to kill somebody. Next day they promoting, peace and unity. One day they say they're going to do this. Next day they say they're going to do that. This is what y'all grabbed onto. Y'all grabbed onto people who were giving you absolutely nothing. Right? But it was entertaining. People who were talking out the side of their mouth, talking about this one, who used every minute of their day to talk about other men that were actually doing something. Whether they wasn't, because nobody is perfect. Right? Nobody is perfect. But there was literally other men that utilized their time every day to talk about what other men who were actually doing something did. And y'all subscribed to them. Y'all gave these men power. Y'all listened to them. Y'all trolled people for them. It was something that you thought was cool. And now these people are imploding. Right now the truth is coming about these people. They're being exposed because they got where they wanted to get. So what happens is this. When you get to the light, the person you are actually gets exposed. The people who actually know you say, yo, this thing ain't who he said he was. You know what I'm saying? This nigga, I know this nigga. And now it's coming to the light because people are being exposed. And the sad part is that y'all gave these people these platforms. Y'all gave these bozos these voices. Y'all gave these niggas the opportunity to mislead your kids and lie to you, and you just run on face value every time they said something negative about somebody. Oh, Mysonne is this. Oh, Mysonne is that. And y'all ran with that sucker shit. I never listened to me. Niggas like, yo, you need to talk to such and such. You need to. I wish I would engage. I wish I would ever in my life engage with a nigga that I never seen outside on the front lines with me. That I never seen nobody ever doing anything. I gave who validation? I never gave nobody validation. You know what I'm saying? I never gave nobody validation. Y'all gave these bozos, y'all gave YouTube niggas that never did nothing positive or beneficial to this world validation. That's what happened. Y'all made niggas on the internet, on YouTube, who you never was seen, that you never seen nowhere doing anything. That don't even got a live video from a corner where they live at. Y'all gave these people credibility over this culture. Y'all utilized their voices and weaponized their voices against real people who was really doing something. Y'all allowed the opinions of nobodies to be detrimental and affect how you thought about niggas that was really outside. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe. Niggas that got out here all day say, yo, hit the like button, subscribe. Niggas that told you 67 things at one time. I would never in my life engage in a one-on-one conversation with somebody that is a nobody. It is the dumbest shit ever. No, I'm not smart. I'm a fucking genius. You smart. I am a genius. I'm not just smart. That would be an understatement to the level of intelligence that I have. That's why I'm able to play chess and I don't play checkers. That's why niggas never trick me off the streets. That's why these internet niggas can't trick me into a dialogue with them. So that's what it is. That's why they can't trick me and lie to me. You go to the internet niggas and give them money and make them get them money because you give them views and you give them validation. A nigga that ain't never done nothing, you give these niggas validation. But you say I'm not smart. Okay. Good luck. Oh, nobody gets to me. They don't get to me. If you notice, I've been being attacked on this internet for years. You've never seen me have a dialogue with none of the people that attack me. And that's what you into, beloved. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. You're worried about how many viewers on live. You're worried about how many views somebody's channel has. And they know that you're worried about that. And you contributed to that. You know why you go there? Because you love to see ignorance. You love to listen to a person who has no intellect, who probably got a 4th grade education, tell you about what's going on in real life. You love to hear somebody that tells you 60 different messages. One anti-violent, one shoot 'em, kill 'em, one this and that. You want to hear that. That's where the problem comes up. You know, that's what the issue is. The issue is that there's a market for bozos. I don't subscribe to bozoism. So I'm not as entertaining as people because I don't sit there and just negatively talk about other men all day and talk about what nobody else is doing. It's not who I am. So I'm not as entertaining. I don't come on here every day because I'm actually outside doing work. If you're on YouTube every day, 2 and 3 times a day, what could you actually be doing? Just think about it. If you're on YouTube every day, 2 or 3 times a day for about 2 or 3 hours a day, that's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. But what have you really done? Right? Just think about it. Just think about what are your life really, what are you doing in real lifetime? You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. You know, it's just really think about it. I just want you to just take the time out because it's all starting to come out now. People are starting to be exposed. And now they're looking for sympathy. People are looking for sympathy. You know? And that's what it is. And that's my message to y'all, man. Continue to do intelligent thinking. Don't let nobody just tell you dumb shit all over and over and over and over and over. How do you block people, man? Some people need to block. Some people need to block. But don't let these people just lie to you, man. Take information, listen to me, listen to it, and do some studying. You see? Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. I pray for everybody, man. These internet niggas is dying slowly. They're going to have mental health issues in a minute because you get exposed, man. Slowly but surely. They expose you, man. They're going to expose you slowly but surely, man. Keep your kids off the internet, man. Keep your kids away from these people, man. They lying to your kids. They ain't not doing nothing but trying to pat their pockets. This shit is all a game. You come to the internet, they say hit the like button, subscribe. You subscribe. They get paid for marketing and promotion on their page. They get hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit here and lie to you and just make up shit that sounds entertaining. Don't let nobody trick you into this, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody trick you. Don't let nobody trick you into that, man. Are you living large off BLM? I'm not living large off BLM. No, sir. The algorithms, that's right. They wait for them algorithms. I've never got a dime from BLM. Yes, you misguided. Whoever told you I was living large off BLM is a liar. I've never got a dime for BLM. BLM is his own organization. I've never received a dime from BLM at all. Not one. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe. I try to make sure that I put something of reality in it. you know, and that's going to talk something that's going to change, that's going to inspire you, that's going to motivate you. Yeah, you got to go to 90 million raised by being 30 million black, 39 million black. All right, well, listen. You go to BLM. They raise that money. You got to find out what they're doing with their organization. You can't keep coming to me asking me about another organization's money that I'm not involved in, that I've never been involved in. Where does BLM promote me at? Show me where they promote me. BLM promotes me where? Show me that. Send me a screenshot. Send me a text message. Send me anything. You know? Show me where that's at, because I would love to see it. Maybe they don't, or maybe they do. But your thing is, you're saying that you don't even know who tell me who BLM is. Tell me 3 people that's assimilated with BLM. No, I just want to. It's funny to me because I just want to know. Yeah, most people creative, but there's no What I'm trying to say, if somebody is actually creative and they're giving you something, right? If they're giving you knowledge, if I tell you to hit the like button on my YouTube and I'm giving you knowledge, I'm giving you real information, and I'm talking to you about things that are actually going on in the world, and you can check the facts on what I'm saying. You can fact check, and it's not just me just throwing on wild opinions and saying shit as if it's facts. That's really just my opinion, right? And you want to subscribe because I give you motivation. I'm talking to you about shit. But when you subscribe and hitting the like button to somebody who's lying, right? To somebody who's lying and making up shit. To somebody who's just talking about other men all day and just trying to get you to just pay attention to anything for likes and anything to get views, because they understand when they say certain people's name, the algorithm goes up high, right? So people understand. If you go to YouTube and you Google something about Mysonne, you'll see hundreds of YouTube videos from different people talking about me, saying shit. You know why? Because the algorithm, when you mention my name in the algorithm, it immediately catches, because I'm somebody that people talk about. So as a YouTuber, you understand that. You understand that if I say this man's name enough times, I get views. You know? Oh shit, word. Let me just keep saying his name. You know, so that's the reality of what happens, right? The reality is people start to understand certain names that you say can get people to pay attention to my YouTube page. And Mysonne happens to be one of those names that I could say that make people pay attention to me. So I'm going to constantly say shit, negative shit, so people can tune in and want to hear whatever. So it's a strategy. You know? And that's what it is. It's a strategy. The people who say my name understand that you pay attention to them because they say my name. So it is a strategy. So when you say like button, people, yeah, but people know that certain people names, people who are within this algorithm, are gonna get people to pay attention. Yep, this is 5-star BX General Mysonne. I cannot be relevant in the music industry. Well, let's just be honest. I came out in 1999. I was on the Rough Riders album. Had one of the best verses in history. That was had one of the best songs on the Violator album. Just in jail, while I was in jail. Came home 7 years later to drop arguably one of the best freestyles that's ever been heard. And 25 years after I was originally signed, I still able to put out music and have relevant music. I'm not no pop star and all that shit, but I have a fan base of people that fuck with me. So, I mean, that's what you would hope for. 25 years later, most niggas that signed 25 years that dropped the album can't drop a song now. You know, I never even dropped the album, and I'm able to put out music consistently and still be relevant. So, I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe where you was at, there wasn't Mysonne fans. It's cool. There's niggas that call me every day that tell me I'm their favorite artist in the world. So your opinion doesn't matter. Just think about it. You on my YouTube page listening to what I say, but I'm not relevant. Just think about it. Just think about the sick mind. Just think about the sick mind of somebody. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Even if that's the only funk flex freestyle, even if that's the only thing, it's historic. If you never hear nothing else, right? Like, let me see. If a nigga got a one-hit wonder, just think of somebody who got one song that you hear all the time. Do you think it matters to them that the only song you hear is the one song they got? I've done more. That's more than most people who've been in music. So you think it bothers me because you can say all we hear is Funk Master Flex is a historical freestyle. It's historical. People in music do their whole life to do shit that's historical. One thing that's historical, that's going to go down in history. And I'm 100% sure that my Funk Master Flex freestyle is going down in history as one of the best that was ever done. And I did 7 years in jail. I was signed in 1998, never even released the album, never got to release anything in the prime of my career. And I was able to come out and release an album, release a freestyle 20 years after I was signed that is historic. You can't tell me nothing. 20 years. At 40 plus years old, I released a freestyle that's so relevant within the culture of kids that's 19 and 20 years old. You don't get to transcend. Most people don't transcend music that well. So if you think that's a failure, do it. Do better than me. Get you something that's going down in the history books. Get you something that's arguably one of the best things that somebody ever heard. Get you something that people actually, you know, you can't say nobody listened to me when you say the Flex freestyle because you listen to it every day. Right? You keep hearing it. And you on my page. So that just goes to show something. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't tell somebody. It's like what Kwame Brown said. You know, I definitely agree with him. He said, you going to call me a bust. I got my mother a house at 19. I was the number one pick out of high school. You know what I'm saying? I was able to have a 13 career. So whether you like him or not, whether you agree with him or not, that's not his concern. You know, he don't really give a fuck whether you like him. He was able to do shit for his family and his career that the average person can't do. They select about 100, less than 100 people to the NBA every year. And hundreds of thousands, maybe millions are trying to go there. You think he cared that you say he a bust when he actually made it to the league? You think I care what you say about me when I was signed and heralded as one of the best, young, at 20 years old, went to jail, came home, and 25 years later, I still have a level of relevancy where I can drop music with relevant artists and get played on a record and get spins and drop freestyles that people saying are arguably the best shit they ever heard in their life. I can still put out a fucking mixtape and make $100,000 online, selling it for $10. I done sold my mixtape for $100 online. A mixtape. And sold thousands of them online for $100. Just think about it. When you got thousands of people willing to spend $100 for a mixtape, You know? You know? All right, well, listen. You can go. I can show you the numbers. I can show you the numbers. I can show you the numbers my website did on merch and mixtapes. So, why do I care what you think about me? If you think I want it not, why would somebody care? You know? Why would I care? When I get paid $10,000 to do speaking engagements, to go to colleges and speak, when I got a #1 selling book, called I Know My Rights, when I got curriculum in schools where I go teach the kids, why would I care what somebody? Why would I care what your opinion is or what it is that I do or don't do? You know, so this is the reality we are. Some people live in a fantasy world. Some people live. You know. Shout out to Black Thought. His freestyle is probably my favorite, and we got a song together that's dropping real soon. I know. Well. You start saying Black Thought is trash, we can't even have a conversation. I ain't been in the game almost 30 years, still releasing fire. You know. But God bless y'all, man. Just stop being misled, man. Stop following people who ain't going nowhere. You know? Follow people that's actually going to give you some information, some education, something that's going to benefit you, man. The rest of these niggas is gone. These niggas are imploding. The internet is imploding. The YouTubers are imploding. They're eating each other alive. The facts are coming out. The lies are starting to be exposed. And you're starting to see people in who they say they was, man. And don't forget that I told you that before they got exposed. Y'all keep being great. And hit the like button. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
Thanks for watching the King Tables podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Think with greatness.